Ash, you're super nice. You're very giving. You're warm and welcoming. When I first joined, I didn't really know many people, but you were, very open and, open to collab with me. When you first approached me, I was like, how does this guy even know who I am? When we did meet in person, you were really nice. Welcome on the Deadwood Jedi. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video, and I have on me on the channel today. It's a real treat. Haven't had this guy on. I don't know. It's been a while. It's been a long while.
It's been too long, man.
It's been too long, but I'm so glad you're here, man. I have Ash, of course, with me here on the channel today. This is, first off, happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. And we thought we would do a fun little Thanksgiving video for you guys. So I was like, I had this idea of like, hey, let's talk about things we're actually thankful of in game and out of game a little bit.
For a change here.
For a change. Exactly. Let's talk about the things we actually are happy about here. And I thought, who better to have on the channel for this than the one and the only Mr. Ash? Because probably, I know Smiley's considered the nicest guy in Raid, but I think Ash is the most positive guy.
Smiley, his name is Smiley.
Right.
I appreciate it, man. It's been way too long. I love, I love your positive vibes, man. And I'm so happy to be here and chatting about this. And it's awesome. It's awesome. And I'm so happy that Plarium is paying us $1 million each to make a nice video about them. Yeah. That's so nice of them to do.
So yeah, that check's posting pretty soon, right?
Yeah. Nice things about Raid. This was a tough one. We had to brainstorm all night. I'm just joking, man. It's a pleasure to be here, dude.
Oh my God, coming out with the fire off the jump. I love it.
Yeah, buddy.
My guy. All right. Well, hey, let's jump in.
Let's jump right in. Yeah.
Let's jump right in. So here's the deal, guys. So you guys know what's happening. We're going to be doing 2 videos, right? I'm going to be doing this one on my channel. Ash is going to be having one on his. We're going to listen to all of Ash's things that he's thankful for in game here. And then I'm going to share a couple things. Okay, try to keep it brief and try not to cry about things I'm thankful for out of game, right? Just in my life in general.
Love this.
Or at least, game, maybe game adjacent type of stuff. But and then we're gonna swap. We're gonna go on to Ash's channel and I'm gonna talk about the things I'm thankful for in game, and he's gonna talk about some of the things that he's thankful for in his personal life. And so this is a fun way. So make sure you go check out his video. I'll try to have it linked down below. And I'll try to have it linked at the end of this video so you guys can go check all that stuff out. So but yeah, why don't we jump in? Tell me, what's the first thing you're thankful
I'm excited for your personal stuff too, man. That's what I'm most excited for, honestly. But also your viewers, that you should let us know, if you can, let us know what you're most thankful for as well. I'm curious to see what other people would come up with that we didn't,
100%.
All right.
See, this is a different professional right there. Professional right there. Let us know in the comments. What are you thankful for, guys?
Yeah. All right. I am the first thing I'm thankful for is going to be I have quite a few quality of life things, and honestly, to the whole point of this entire exercise, right, is like we tend to forget the awesome things that they added in the game and just always harp on the negative. And there's plenty of negative, but there's also actually a lot of positive looking back. Yes. One of them, and probably, I don't know if the biggest, but it's right up there, is the instant artifact upgrade, man. If you go back.
I didn't even have that on my list. That is a great one. I know.
Dude.
What was I thinking?
You know what? If you didn't, you better put it on your list now, because if you had to go back and rewind any change added to this game, the worst one to rewind would be the instant artifact upgrade. Once you have that, once you experience it,
artifact.
What you're looking to see if it was last year?
Right. No, I'm putting it on my list right now. Oh, me too, and you're right. It deserves it. It deserves a spot.
Imagine not having that, because I started playing Watcher of Realms, right? And they actually just added instant artifact upgrade, so it's all good now. But to go back and experience a game where you're sitting there for 5 minutes waiting for one artifact to upgrade, and it might suck at the end of the upgrade. Woo! That was brutal, man. So yeah, instant artifact upgrade is definitely top of the list for me.
No, that is, wow. I can't even believe I didn't think of that. But I mean, it's such a huge time saver. I remember, it used to be the meme of like, I'm just gonna sit here and watch my gear upgrade.
I know,
just roll and roll.
They had like apps and third-party things you could use to get faster upgrades or whatever. Man,
everybody was doing the whole Riva tuner thing and going crazy trying to find ways to how do I cut these frames down?
Roll an orange on your iPad or something
It's crazy. It's such a huge addition to the game. It really makes everything feel so much better, right?
It does.
I can actually gear a champion in under 10 minutes if I want to, which is such a nice boon.
There's only one downside, but it's not. I'm not complaining. This is supposed to be a gratitude video, but the only downside is boy, you can spend some fast silver with an instant artifact upgrade. You can go
legit.
from 10 million to broke in a sec.
That's legit. Very true.
You don't know what's coming. So yeah, that's number one. The next one, I'm probably stealing your thunder a little bit on this one. This has got to be like when I think clan boss, I think Deadwood freaking Jedi, man. DeadwoodJedi.com. It's on my bookmarks. It's on my favorite page. So
smart guy right there, as it should be for everyone watching.
Absolutely, man. Do you think I can actually come up with this stuff my own? No way. I'm gonna copy it right and copy pasta from the Deadwood Jedi. But no, it's actually I know that there's some differing views on this, but it's the instant key of clan boss, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this is huge. I really, really thoroughly enjoy it because frankly, it frees up so much time. I mean, I probably spent around, 35 minutes a day on clan boss, and I feel like that might be low compared to some others out there as well. And now I spend all of 10 seconds. So, I'm sure I'm with you and probably all your viewers that the first thing I do in the morning is, in my routine is I open up see if I got any sacred shards or legendary skill tomes. And then I quickly just do my battles. And that's it. That whole part of my day that used to take up a major part of my morning takes seconds now. So I feel like between that and the instant artifact upgrades and a bunch of other stuff that I don't want to step on any other potential of yours for my video, but a lot of the time saving stuff they added to the game, it made a massive impact.
It's absolutely huge. You're right about the quick battles thing. I think that's a big, especially obviously it's only for end game players. Really, you have to be able to one key Ultra Nightmare to do it, but it's such a big thing. And actually, I know some people have issues with the threshold for it, but I don't, because once you're one keying full auto, there's no need to improve it anymore. It's done. So being able to say, oh, look at that. I press the button, 10 seconds, 15 seconds later, I get my result and it's over. That's perfect. That's all I really need from it. And I think that just works so great. It is such a huge addition. I forgot about it sometimes. I felt like they kind of just slipped it in one of their updates. It wasn't even this big announcement. It has absolutely made a huge difference in my life. You're right. My first thing every day was to run my clan boss team. I would literally click go make my coffee, come back, click go for the second key, go have breakfast, come back, And now it's I can just boom, it's done. And I can actually move on to stuff I want to do.
You're right. Because once you prove that you can dominate any area of the game, that's to me where it doesn't make sense. And you could probably argue the same thing about faction wars, do I need to watch it 2 or 3 times a day?
Whoa,
same thing.
Ash. Positive, baby. We're positive. Today's Thanksgiving.
Yes, that's right. Dude, you see, it's awful. It's awful. All right. Okay. So yeah, I like the clan boss stuff. It's cool. Now
that's a great call on that. Great call. You're 2 for 2 right now, by the way.
But wait,
2 for 2 in amazing.
You said something that made me think that I might not understand how this works though. You said, so you're not saying you have to one key Ultra Nightmare to unlock everything. If I one keyed Brutal or whatever, I can still auto that, right?
I honestly don't know.
My impression was that even if I was on easy, if I can one key, it becomes auto. But I might be wrong there. I don't know.
I actually think it is one key Ultra Nightmare to unlock it, but I could be wrong about that. That is a really good point.
Guys, let us know. Let us know. All right. So the next one is going to be there's a lot, but I'm going to go with the freebies that they gave us this year. 2 champions specifically. You can't go into an arena battle without seeing Mr. Sun Wukong and Artak, right? And listen, there's a lot of champions that are Xenas of the world, right? We're not going to get into. I hear you.
Yeah.
I'm not easy, but then, at the end of the day, there is still, example after example after example. You can go back to the ninjas of the world, the UDKs, beyond that, Delianas, etc., Arandas, of these free champion chases or whatever, And the truth of the matter is this game, I was worried, Deadwood, for a while that this game was going to be very, very unfriendly to new players. Mainly because A, there's a ton of stuff to do in the game now. There's a lot. Yeah. And B, catching up could take years. But in a way, these freebies served as a catch-up mechanic because they're so good. I mean, imagine back in our day starting playing, like I wanted to get every day. I was like, I hope I get Apothecary. I hope I get Tyrell. And now these guys blow them out of the water. Different types of champions, but these are end game champions. Artak especially can just, and UDK can progress your account like so much quicker. And honestly, if you play this game for a whole year, let's say, they're going to give you enough champions for free. Forget the fusions, forget the other stuff, that you're at least going to be able to make some progress and catch up to people who have been playing for a while. So I think they're very good. They can help out almost every player, whether you're just starting, with your mid game, with your end game. The only downside is you see them everywhere, but I think it's a good thing ultimately. I think that it speaks that they're giving us good stuff, right?
I actually completely agree with that. I mean, obviously those are three amazing examples you laid out, right? Like talking about Ultimate Death Knight, who's in every third platinum arena team. Right. We got Sung Wukong, who's also seems to be in every third platinum arena team. These are two really fantastic champions, and then of course Artak as well, who's really good for a lot of PvE areas. I mean, one of the things I think we as players kind of forget, because we get bogged down in the negative, but not today. Not today we don't. But
no, sir.
One of the things is that we do get a lot of champions that get added to the game are really given away. And that's something I think we kind of gloss over or forget. But these are three amazing login champions. We didn't not that long ago had Rhonda as well. That's another amazing one. So you're getting these as free 7-day logins, champions, which is just I think a really nice way to start the game. The fact that actually players get to start with an epic a lot of times too, makes a big difference as well, right? And so you're really beginning on a lot of really big levels here, and makes the early game so much easier.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You can start with there's download codes that are still active for Deacon Armstrong. So you can start with a Deacon Armstrong. You can start with, you get High Katoon after 30 days, Sun Wukong. I feel like you can get a really nice, solid start now without having to, break the bank or do anything crazy. So I really like that they do that. And I hope they continue. They said they are, but I hope they continue to do some awesome, whether they're doing IP collaborations or whatever it may be. But some really cool, compelling champions coming in 2024.
Yeah, no, 100%. Right. I think that's that.
I got
3 for 3, my friend. You're 3 for 3. I've agreed with every one of these.
I'm ready to lose both you and the entire audience, right? Okay. But hey, the challenge here was to come up with things that we're thankful for, and I wanted to kind of approach this on this last one by not going with an easy no-brainer. So I'm going with. Okay. Get ready. Everyone's going to click off. I can hear them bracing themselves right now. Champion Pass.
Okay. Okay.
Here's the thing, right?
Explain yourself, sir.
Yes,
How dare you?
I know. It's the glass half full approach, man. Listen, is it lazy? Is it pay? Is it Xena? Is all that stuff? But ultimately, they give us back the sacred after everybody complained. You got your sacred shard now. The rewards are not the best, but everything on that top line is something that we didn't have last month. Everything, So, is it good? No. And we could sit here and talk for hours about it. But I think that anytime that they add something when there was nothing, generally it's pretty good. You can at least paint a positive light on it. There is some silver lining out there. Now, of course, if they go too extreme with it, then there's going to be a further gap between the whales and the have-nots. But if you just look at it hey, I'm trying to enjoy the game, trying to get whatever resources I can, it's a bunch of free stuff that you didn't have. So there you go. Stretch. What do you think? What do you think?
No. Look, I like to
controversial, man.
it definitely is, especially right now. But I, you know what?
I can't wait for the reaction videos. Ash said he was thankful for the pass.
Oh my god! Yeah. No, I think Ash burned the turkey. Look who brought the potato salad to the cookout. It was Ash.
Tomorrow, my feed's going to be everybody reacting to this. All right.
So here's what I was going to say about that.
I'm wrong.
The reason why you're wrong is obviously it's a paid champion, right? This is a paid champion.
No,
there is no way around it.
It says Xena. Hey.
Right. I understand. You're talking about the pass itself, but this is the problem with it is that the pass itself is not just the free part. It's the paid part, and they're selling a champion, making it exclusive, basically keeping it away from a majority of the player base that doesn't want to spend the money, right? That's the negative. And it's a big negative. However,
I agree. However, no disagreements, by the way.
However, I'm actually gonna. I like that you brought this up because it does let us look at this in a different light that I don't think has gotten enough attention as far as this goes. One, I think the Champion Pass is a great addition to the game. Not this Champion Pass. I don't like this Champion Pass.
No.
But the idea, the concept of a Champion Pass is a really good addition, I think. What it should be, frankly, is it should be twice as long, so it feels like a real event. It should have better rewards throughout, so it feels like a real event. And it should have the champion at the end of it, even if you're not spending money. That's what it should be, right? With even better rewards on the bottom for people.
Or just like $5 instead of 60 or whatever the heck, you know? Like, because other games have passes, you know, battle passes and stuff paid for, and people don't seem to complain about a small fee, you know?
Right.
But either way, I'd take free over $5 too. Don't get me wrong.
I guess there's a fundamental feeling I have about
if it's going to be a champion pass, then give us the champion.
Everybody should have the opportunity, even if you're not paying for it, because once you start to pay for the champions, then it becomes a different style of game. In my opinion,
you know what they could do too? I mean, here we go. I'm veering into negative course, but we know what they could do though, is they could simply, if you wanted to make it a long stretch goal that is not 30 days or whatever, you could get 25 fragments at the end of a month, you know, for free, you know.
That wouldn't be bad either. That wouldn't be bad.
Anyway, but
the point you make,
the free part,
yes, the point you make though about the pass itself, I agree with. Like, I think it is a good addition to the game, just not currently how it's constructed. And I love the fact that they're giving us a sacred shard at the end. That's a big give at the end of this. And you can tell that I think you can tell they were a little bit nervous about giving away a champion because they end up giving us that sacred shard at the end. And so, like, for that, I'm very appreciative of that. And I feel like that's a way we can continue to go and work. I have a lot of complaints about this thing. We're not going to talk about that today.
I know.
That's not what today's about.
So do I. I want to be very, very clear. Not a fan of the pass. It's lazy. It sucks. And it's pay to win. And it's ridiculous. But
free stuff is free stuff.
I want to pose it to you this way. I want to pose it to you this way, though. And your viewers, too. Right. And maybe your answers are yes. And I respect that. But if you could wave a magic wand, and they're not going to redo it because we know they're not going to freaking redo it, right? But if you could wave a magic wand and just get rid of the everything, meaning that the lazy champion pass and all the freebies, would you wave the magic wand to get rid of it totally?
I would.
Okay, just because of the sentiment.
Because of I don't agree with the idea of selling a champion exclusive.
You just think all the negative of the champion soul outweies the free sacred or whatever.
That's me personally. Yeah, I think it does. Yeah. And the irony is, of course, I did buy it, so it's not like my
right. I'm only showing it in the background, like
yeah. I mean, in reality, In reality, I kind of feel like I've also had time to think about it. Right, this wasn't a quick decision for me, but like thinking about it, I'm like, because my problem is not this champion, it's not this fusion, it's the next one and the next one and the next one. And does this replace fragment fusions for us, for example, right? Does this become the next way that we get all of our collaboration champions in the game? I don't. That to me, it sounds like a real bad thing, and that's an easy way for people to get upset, and I think hurts the game more than it helps it. But that's
we could talk about this one for a long time. We have strong thoughts,
but I say that.
No.
But I think you make a good point, and I don't think the point you're making is wrong either. I still feel like it's a good thing for the game long term if it's implemented correctly. But the way it was, I was like, I don't know. So it's a little 50-50 for me too.
It's definitely
right?
been the most controversial thing they've done and the worst thing they've done. But it's just weird. No, it's the worst thing. But like, it just feels weird to me. That it's just like. No. I'm very curious. It's easy to say that you'd get rid of it. I'm not talking about you, but I'm talking about like your viewers. I'm very curious if they would get rid of just on principle of how crappy the concept is, which I agree with, if they'd throw away the freebies to just say, player, just throw it in the trash can. Valid concerns though on your part about what this means for the future. You know, precedent. Yeah.
My concern is what if this wasn't her, but it was Sun Wukong, who's really, really good in a lot of areas, or UDK. Then all of a sudden, now you get things where it's like,
for what it's worth, they said that this is not gonna replace those. They publicly said that and stuff like that. However, I don't believe that. Not that I don't believe who said that, like on the Plarium team, but I don't believe that their bosses care that they said that. You know, like Aristocrat, for example. I don't think they're like, oh, we told the community back in 2023 that we weren't going to replace these. I don't care, you know. Anyway, okay, let's hear your personal stuff, man.
Wait. Okay, that was what? That was 3? That was 4?
It was 4. 3 goods and 1 bad, right?
Okay, that's good. I like that. Do you have a 5th one? Do you want to end on a good note?
I mean, I don't want to steal your stuff, but I do.
No, go ahead.
Okay, it was a recent one. It's a small one, but the extra artifact space, right? I was sitting with
huge.
I don't know. I think it probably tells a little bit about your like personality, Deadwood. But like,
what
do I? Not you, but like maybe you, I don't know. But I ran with a full inbox for like 3 months, you know, of artifacts. Cause I was just like, I don't want to cleanse these things, you know, like I was at capacity. Oh, look at you. Yeah. So it looks like you did too.
Where do you think these were sitting for a while?
Yeah. I was at capacity. And then I was just like, I would only clear when I needed to make space. And it was a bad thing, man. And I'm glad they did that. I don't want to be negative, but I was wishing that the champion increase would just be a champion increase and not the reserve vault. But anyway, artifacts, accessories, very happy about.
Yeah, I've been fine on champions. I don't need the reserve vault. I already bought way too many spaces at this point. I don't know why. I was expecting to whale out more, I guess. But I stopped doing that as much. But the champion, dude, the artifact is huge. That's a huge thing. My vault was hitting that limit. I was sitting at a comfortable 250, 300 on every week. I was like, this is problematic. So it came at the perfect time for me.
When I mentioned it to a lot of, not a lot, but a few viewers would be like, dude, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Like, I'm not even near maxed out on my artifacts. And I just feel like saying, like, I thought that way too for the first year I played this game or whatever it was, you know? And then I'm always just treading water, man. I'm always it's just not a good, it's not a good
problem,
one.
You know, the problem is we spent 3 years playing the game, getting used to the quality of level of artifacts that we were getting, and then this last year, all of a sudden, we added ascensions and we added like the hard dungeons, so we're getting more 6-star, more mythical, more legendary. So now it's like all these things that we used to look at that were 5-star, and we're like, I don't know, or like it's 6-star, but it's it's got my double roll that I'm really happy with, and it's like, should I really care that I have a double roll of any? Why do I have so many blue pieces? I'm just attached emotionally to them at this point.
What you need to do is like one day. I did this a while ago, and this is bad. Like I'm not advising anybody does this. This is not rate advice. But one day I was just so sick of being that I just selected all blues and deleted.
Yeah,
everything I was anything that wasn't being worn. I didn't look at anything because I knew I was going to talk myself into every piece.
Yep,
you know.
Yep. I'm not even against that at all, because honestly, I'm getting to that point, right? If they hadn't done this upgrade, I probably would have done that. I'm already at the point where I automatically sell it when I get it. I just cancel the stuff I've already rolled. I rolled it. Invested so much silver, my friend.
Exactly, right? You ever go back and you look at an old artifact, and you're like, why did I ever roll that up?
So much. So much.
It's so bizarre. I'm like, what was I thinking? I took this as 16 and it's this rare artifact with no speed or whatever. It's interesting. Anyway, I digress, man. Get personal. Yeah,
that's great. We got those are 5 good ones, and more than a couple of them were not on my list. I had a pretty big list.
Cool,
that's great.
Cool,
that was good.
Cool.
Okay, so let me share a couple things that I'm thankful for this year. And this is going to be, I don't know, a little bit adjacent to the game and a little bit outside of it. But let's start first. Adjacent. I'm thankful to you Or you, Ash, I should look at you this way. But I'm thankful to you, the management company, AMG. Like, they've been doing great. You guys see, we get these sponsorship videos we do, or these little integration ads we do. I don't know how familiar you guys are with the financials that come along with doing this job, but literally those integrations keep me alive. Like, they put a roof over my head. So every time we have one of those videos where you're like, oh my God, what game is he talking about? What ants running around on the screen? What is this? But it's like, this is the stuff that literally feeds me and keeps me housed in good stead. And so, like, it's really, really important that we have those things. Speaking of which, I'll be streaming Dragonair on Mondays and Fridays. So if you guys want to come by my stream on Twitch, do so. I'm learning. So that's yeah. But it's not just that. It's not just the AMG, my management group, that is big help, but also all the people behind the scenes, right? And I'm talking about my editor, Dragon Grind, the people that keep my website flowing, folks like Saphira, HH Gaming, Neva, Elvo. These are folks that are really integral. The people that really help me with the the takeovers and the account work that we do that helps folks out, like Short on Skills and Splitsy. Everybody, all my moderators for my Discord are phenomenal. Like, it is a never-ending deluge of clan boss questions, and they're there every single day, being as patient as you can expect, just answering questions and helping folks out. And I'm just so thankful for them, because I don't have enough time in the day, on top of not wanting to have some time for myself and things, to do all this stuff. And they're just so wonderful. But also, big shout outs to people like my fellow CCs, specifically Darth Microtransaction and Veiled Shot, who you guys may or may not know, but they're so good. And all the content creators here are of sharing information with each other, advice, best practices. And I don't know whether it's my ADHD brain, if it's the way that I was raised, or whatever it is, but I have a hard time doing content consistently. It's really my biggest struggle. But I've gotten a ton of advice from people, and it's really helped me a lot as far as growing as a content creator, and doing this more and more often. So just a lot of love to them. But most importantly, I am thankful for my friends and family. This last year has been particularly tough, just in my family. We've had some, I don't know how much to share, but there's always stuff going on within families, some medical stuff happening. And so it's just nice to, know that there's so much support out there, both from friends and from family. Everybody I've, talked to has been really helpful and stuff. And it's cool to see people kind of, when there are issues, it's great to see family kind of rally around each other. And I have a very extended family with, two step parents.
I was going to ask, you have you kind of answered it. Do you have a big family? Apparently so.
I mean, kind of not, right? I have aunts and uncles and stuff like that, but also
I'm sure you have people you're closer to and whatever,
But my parents are, my parents have been divorced my whole life, and they both remarried, and I have 4 wonderful parents, which I think is really unique. And I got a sibling that lives on the other coast, and everybody's
my neck of the woods, huh?
Yeah. Well, I think a little south of you, but yeah, you're neck of the woods.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, it's
that's great to hear, man.
Appreciative, yeah.
Honestly, not to step on your great gratitude stuff, but I've been raising my boy since he was 1, separately as a divorce. We were never married, but as a separated couple. So the last, he's 6 now, so 5 years. And I always relish the opportunity to hear someone who's had a positive. It sounds like you've had a fairly positive experience, all things considered. I'm sure there's bumps along the road, but any situation, of course. But I worry about that, not having that that concrete one roof family. I just wonder how that will impact him, especially from such a young age. But so it's good to hear that you ended up okay, man. And
100%. Look, the number one most important thing for any kid is just to know that they are loved and supported. That's all that anybody wants. It doesn't matter what form that takes. And we don't get the opportunity to pick our family. So if you're fortunate enough to be in one that actually cares about you, that's the number one thing.
Big plus.
I mean, the other thing is, look, I don't know anybody that ain't got some trauma, right?
This is true.
I feel part of the deal of being a parent is messing your kids up intentionally, unintentionally. It's just part of it, because the thing is,
knock on wood, we're trying hard not to, man.
No, but I mean,
but you're right.
That's the point. Is you can't. you can't avoid it. It's just part of growing up because, as kids, we have to go through the trauma to learn how to go through trauma too, right?
So true.
So like all that is just building experience as long as you can be there. And you seem like a very attentive and caring father. So like that's all you know. And I got 4 parents to kind of, go by that. I've had my issues with all of them, growing up. But the one thing I've always known is that when, it hits the fan, there are people I can turn to.
Oh, they're there for you. Yeah.
They're always going to be there for
at the end of the day. Yeah.
That's great.
Well, love that, man. That's a really, really good list, a good personal list. And it's always, I'm the type of person that, I share some personal things on my channel from time to time, probably more frequently than my viewers care to hear about. But I love getting to know the people that I watch, like getting to know them personally a little bit. So when you like to hear you talk a little bit about your life and what you're thankful for, I'm sure I speak for your audience too. Like it really resonates and it really makes you more human and, and relatable. Not that I didn't know you were already because we met and stuff, but you know what I'm saying? Like you're one of my favorite guys to hang out with. I mean, not again, we met once, but once or twice, I think, but either way, you like immediately you're one of those dudes that like exactly who you think you would be, like you're exactly the same. I'm sure everybody, everybody says this about you. I'm sure you're sick of hearing it, but like you're just like a happy-go-lucky dude, and it's just great to be around. Like infectious. You have an infectious, positive, and like fun personality. So, man, yeah, it's a pleasure to do a collab with you. It's a pleasure to know you, man, through this game, right? Which is the magic of Raid.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, I've been very I mean, I could honestly now I have to say the same things about you guys. Here's what we're gonna do.
No, you don't.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. As we go out today, I'm gonna first off say thank you till next we meet. I am the Deadwood Jedi, but I'm gonna say a few positive things about my friend Ash here as we go to black and hit the outro. So Ash, you're super nice. You're very giving. You're warm and welcoming. When I first joined, I didn't really know many people, but you were, very open and, open to. Watching your videos is when you share your personal life. So, don't stop doing that. I think that's a really good thing.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
It's a great example on top of being a really nice thing. And okay, I think we'll end it there and I'll just lock it.